And the way that I look at Za'Darius is that it could be very similar to like having Andrew Billings here, right? A veteran that maybe not gets in the way. I still think the Bears are very committed to Dayo Odeyingbo. I've said it multiple times before. I think with Dennis Allen identifying Dayo very early on as a guy that he wanted on the Chicago Bears team, that he's going to get every opportunity to succeed, right? But then you look at Za'Darius Smith, a guy that's pretty old when it comes down to it, if we're being honest. He played in Detroit last year. And Cleveland, he split between those two teams. But when you look at it last year, he had a combined 9 sacks still at his age after being in the league for 10 years, still being able to have that level of production. I'm not mad at bringing that guy in to help shore up the defensive line at all. And if, and have another solid veteran piece out there, I actually think that that's a guy that really would be a lot with what the Bears need and what they look at it. 32 years old, has still been productive, like I said, as of just last year. And he gave 4 sacks in 8 games for Detroit last season and helped them go on to secure the number 1 seed in the playoffs. Now, they didn't have much success in the playoffs, but still there. The size that he has is the size that Dennis Allen does like at that defensive end, and could be like one of those safety nets there for Dayo Odeyingbo, and be a mentor as well for players like Austin Booker and Daniel Hardy and things like that. I think having a veteran there on that edge that has done it at a high level before, even though, like I said, Dayo Odeyingbo is a player that's been in the league for a handful of years himself and has been pretty productive, but having a veteran there that you're not necessarily looking to reclaim any of their former glory, you're just looking at them to bring some stability to that defensive line. That's kind of more so the type of acquisition that I would expect the Chicago Bears to go after, right? Not to say, not the big name players or anything like that some people have mentioned before, but a solid veteran acquisition that can play off for the Chicago Bears, that can help this team quite a bit. I'm not mad at that. I think Smith can bring a lot. Za'Darius Smith can bring a lot to the Chicago Bears team and what they potentially need as far as depth. And that's the thing, we don't have for sure depth. When I talked about my confidence level in the Bears defensive line, one of the things that I raised as far as a question is that it's just a lot of question marks there. A question on Dayo Odeyingbo and if he's going to be able to step up as a starter, as a full-time starter. What is that going to look like? Somebody who's had really good snap per production count production before. But I think when you look at it, that doesn't always project out the right way, right? So that's a question there. And Austin Booker in his second year, still a question there. Daniel Hardy, who was a preseason darling for the Bears, still a little bit of a question there, right? So in bringing in some people that have kind of more sure things and more solid baseline, I don't think that'd be bad for the Chicago Bears at all. I think it would be something that could be a good deal if they decide to go out there. Now, they're going to